Alien, the Toxic Avenger remake is finally releasing in theaters. For a little while there, this movie was struggling to get distribution and it looked like it might not get released at all. Well, I actually saw it 2 years ago at its world premiere at Fantastic Fest. Here's what I had to say about it back then. So I'm at Fantastic Fest this week. I was able to see the remake of The Toxic Avenger. And if you're not familiar with the original one, it's a trauma film. It is trashy cinema. It is offensive. It's ultraviolet. It's packed with stuff you simply cannot do in the year 2023. So I was very curious how they would remake that film with Kevin Bacon, Elijah Wood, Peter Dinklage. And this movie, I suppose, is the best remake that you could do. And I had a good time with it. It's ultra-violent, it's wild, it's weird, it's bonkers, but it does streamline off a lot of the just like crazy stuff that was in the first one of murdering children and rape. They don't have as much of that in this one. And so, plays much more mainstream while still keeping the weirdness. My introduction to Toxic Avenger was actually Toxic Crusaders, the TV show adaptation of Toxic Avenger, which, if you know what trauma is, the idea that there's a children's version of trauma is bizarre because it's just ultra trashy, ultra violent, ultra politically incorrect. Like in the first 5 minutes of the original Toxic Avenger from the 80s, there's people in a car that just run over a kid for fun. And then when they see he's not dead, they back up over him and it does a close-up shot of the kid's head popping. That's trauma. And they decided to adapt that into a children's cartoon, Toxic Crusaders, which was my introduction, which made it very strange when I finally watched one of the movies like, whoa, this is different. Anyway, so I was curious, how do you do a trauma film? How do you do a Toxic Avenger film that's true to the original in a much more sensitive, politically correct context, which is now? And I feel like they did about as good of a job as you can do with that, of still being ultra violent and edgy without, like, there's a scene in the original one where some thugs try to, like, they kill a dog in cold blood, or they kill a blind lady's dog and then try to rape her in front of people. That's the original Toxic Avenger. You can't do things like that anymore. And it like stars Peter Dinklage, Kevin Bacon. Like, you got some big names in here, Elijah Wood. And so it's very much a more streamlined version that's more mainstream. It, by normal standards, it's incredibly edgy and crass. By Toxic Avengers standards, it's incredibly tame and streamlined. On a story level, they give it much more of an actual story with a character arc and development. It's a much slicker production on every level from the original one. Of course, bigger budget, better technology, because where we are in 40 years later. So you feel all of that. At the same time, the appeal, the charm of a 1980s trauma film is that it is this trashy, low budget thing. So making a mainstream version of it, I think you lose the charm and you just have this kind of crass movie. A fun crass movie, a fun ultra-violent movie. I enjoyed it, and at the same time, I only watched it a little, like a week and a half ago, and I don't remember a ton of, like, it didn't stand out to me that even the way some of these other movies that I watched at a point in time where my brain was way foggier, I don't remember as much about Toxic Avenger, and so it's good, it's enjoyable, it wasn't great for me.